Hi, Pastor Nathan Duck with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. This week, I want to talk about something I actually taught on Sunday school as a part of a small group that we have at Chester United Methodist Church this month, specifically focused on spiritual practices. And to start it out, I was teaching a lesson on how to create a prayer closet, if you will, inside of your heart. So Jesus is preaching and he's talking about the prayer life, talking about the spiritual life, and he makes mention of the fact that we should not be worried about public showing of devotion and prayers, but instead to go and to pray into a prayer closet. And the idea here is that deep within our essence, deep within who we are, we should have a place that creates wholeness, centeredness, shalom, a place that creates for us a sense of peace and well-being. And so how do you go about creating that? Well, I think mindfulness is one of the best practices to go about doing that. Jesus seems to have done that in his life. For example, in the scriptures, one of the first things that you have to do to create a place within your heart that is your prayer closet is that you have to pay attention to the space around you. Pay attention to the environment that you're in. For me, every morning, I get my cup of coffee. I sit down in my rocking chair. And I have my scriptures over here on my bookshelf, as well as some devotional books that I currently am using. And I use those to create a space and environment. This is my prayer closet. This is the place where I dedicate time every single day to get away from everything else that's going on around me. To simply be. I do it in the morning because nobody in my house is awake except for me and the dog at that point. I typically do it before the sun rises in this season because the sun comes up, around 6:30. And so I watch the sun rise behind me as I read the scriptures, as I take in deep breaths, the aroma of my cup of joe, and I experience through the devotions I'm reading and through the way that my heart is navigating a place, a different space. In the scriptures, we hear that Jesus goes off by himself, whether it's to the mountains or to the lake shore. He goes all over the place, and what he's doing is he's physically creating space for his spiritual space to exist. If we want to create a prayer closet within our heart, we have to just admonish and acknowledge that the space around our physical being needs to be shifted as well. So I challenge you, where is your prayer closet? It doesn't have to be a closet specifically. It could be like mine, a rocking chair. It could be a place on the front porch. It could be within your bed as you lay down at night or something else. But have a space that you have set aside to be your holy space in your devotional life. Have your holy space be a place that you go that reminds you, I'm supposed to breathe deep here. I'm supposed to encounter Christ here. I'm supposed to have something different happen here. When you do, you'll find that we're all better together. Amen.